Okay, so as you can see, we now have the stem wall up, and as you can see, we have rebar in these cells. Every 4 feet there's that vertical piece of rebar right there, and then we have horizontal rebar on the top. What we're going to do now, we're going to fill these, we're going to grout this thing solid with concrete. That's why we got the concrete pump truck right there and the concrete truck that's turning around. So this would be the next stage. Get the stem wall up, get it grouted solid. Once that's grouted solid with concrete, then we're going to backfill this and get it ready for a floor, concrete floor. So that's the process, guys. So I think where we left off in the last videos, we were just about to grout the stem wall here. You can see we've now grouted it. We filled it with concrete, and we've got our J-bolts in here that ultimately will bolt down the framing. The other thing we've done is we brought in this road base, as you can see, and it's going to come up a little higher. Yeah, that block is 8 inches. It's going to come up within 4 inches of the top. But we brought in a lift anyway to cover the natural soil and to get a little closer to where the finished grade's going to be before we pour the concrete floor. The reason for this road base is that there's a lot of rock and sand in there, and you want a sandy base between your concrete slab and the natural soil. This is the natural soil, and you can see it's a lot of clay. And what happens with this clay is that when it gets wet, it expands, and it will literally push your house apart. So if you can imagine taking a bucket of sand on the beach when you're a kid and pouring water into it, the sand doesn't move or raise or anything. The water just filters in and around it. Well, that's the whole purpose of this road base. If water ever gets underneath this concrete slab, this sandy product is going to allow the water to filter in around it without pushing up on the slab. Now, we had this all nice and pretty like this, and then what happens is then you turn it over to your plumber, and he comes and lays out all his plumbing trenches, and he brings in an excavator, trenches it, and then we look like this. After we had it all nice and pretty, he comes in and does all his trenching and plumbing, and we get this. So now, we grouted the stem, we brought in some road base, we leveled it, we even ran a plate compactor over it and compacted it down. Then we let the plumber come in, chew it all up, and then what's going to happen is Monday morning, we've already called in an inspection. The plumber or the inspector will come out and make sure that this plumbing passes the inspection. You can test your plumbing 2 ways, either with air, filling all the pipes with air, or with water. In this case, we have it with water, and he'll make sure that it's still holding water on Monday. Once we pass that inspection, and we will, then all of this is going to get pushed back into those trenches, and we're going to try to get back to looking like this everywhere again, but this time it'll be with the plumbing already in the slab, in the ground. And then we'll bring in another 4 inches of this, what's called class 6 or road base, and we'll lay it in here nice and perfect within 4 inches of the top of this stem wall. This stem wall is actually going to be our finished floor height, or the height of our concrete slab. So we'll get our plumbing inspection, we'll backfill it, then we'll bring in another lift of road base, get it within 4 inches of the top, we'll compact that, and then we're actually going to go back and forth both directions with rebar, 30 inches on center in both directions, before we can actually pour the concrete slab. And even after we have that new lift of road base in, compact that, put our rebar in the entire slab, crisscrossed in all directions. Then we got to call the inspector out and get what's called a pre-pour inspection. And then he'll inspect, make sure we have our rebar, and he'll give us an okay to pour. Then and only then will we actually get the crew out here in the concrete trucks and we'll actually pour the concrete slab on this house. The difference is it'll just be the house. It won't be the garage area or the back porch patio. Those will do what's called a pour back. Once we pour the main floor, we'll come in and set up forms, do the same thing, haul in road base, compact it, and then we will pour the garage and the back patio on a separate day. So that's the process. You get a footing, get your footing done, get your stem wall built, get your stem wall grouted, get your first layer of compacted fill in, then let your plumber tear it up, then backfill the plumber, and then this time set it up never to be torn up again. Get your rebar in, get an inspection on the floor, and get an okay to pour. And well, by this time next week we'll have a concrete floor here and framers out here starting to frame the house, and we'll show you how that process goes. So that's this portion. So I will get these, I have about 4 of them I have not uploaded yet in this little series, starting from start to finish on this house. So I'll get these 4 up this weekend, and hope you're doing good. In the meantime, we'll keep fighting the Securities and Exchange Commission. We'll keep hoping for Flare shows up. We'll see if Songbird launches. We'll keep fighting a good fight in crypto and digital assets. So thanks guys, appreciate your support. And if you want to, and you want to know more about this home building or crypto, then subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. Love having you on board. Thanks, have a great day. Bye-bye.